Candlepin bowling is a New England tradition and a sport enjoyed by both girls and boys of all ages. Across 6 annual tournaments, we bring together the game's finest young talent in a celebration of bright futures, big scores, and bigger smiles. We are proud to introduce the new generation of bowling with Season 10 of Candlepin for Kids. To see old episodes and for more information, go to www.cp4k.com.
Greetings! One final time from Woburn Bowlodrome in Woburn, Massachusetts. Candlepin for Kids Season 10 International Team Tournament. Alongside Dan Gauthier, I'm Rob Taylor. We had 65 kids from America and Canada today compete in a tournament. We're ready to celebrate everything they did, and we're ready to celebrate our staff too. That's why they're here behind us.
That's right, Rob. First time we actually get to see them all, not running the cameras, but in front of the cameras. And I hope everybody appreciates all the work that's done, not only by them, but all the parents throughout the year as well.
So we've got a lot of people to thank, a lot of people to celebrate, and a lot of great bowling to watch. So let's watch those teams right now.
Our 4th place team kept things close to the final boxes. The emerging Sean Breton led the team with a huge 113 game, pacing teammates Ashley Breton, Anthony Kylie, Renee Whitelaw, Colleen Dumas, and Corey Stewart. In 3rd, and a mere 25 pins away from the finals, this team tossed a consistent effort with 5 games over 90. It's Courtney Flood, Chris Pelletier, Breland Craze, Jacob Robichaux, Summer Chasen, and Kevin Jones. Earning the challenger spot on our show, this team was led by its D3 studs, Tim Douglas tossing a monster 132 and Nesson champ Shannon Scribner behind him at 118. Teammates include Micaela Tourtellot, Jared Daley, Marissa Beaudin, and Logan Lagace. Finally, a first place team with a lot of firepower, 3 games over 100 and a big 118 from Kylie Josefiak. She'll look for victory along with help from partners Sage Johnson, Austin LeFort, Catherine Alterisio, Josh Daley, and Alex Haesaert.
And away we go. Micaela Tourtellot's on lane 36. Go get him, Micaela. And we are joined in the booth with Brian Rowe, Renaissance man, mover of spare parts. He's going to be roving all around today. So, Brian, what's it like being in the booth?
You know, it's definitely a different change of pace, but I've done this once before, about 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm really happy to be back.
That was the first taste of commentating experience for both of us, so that was a good day.
It was a good day. It was a fun time.
So you are going to get to meet all of our staff today through our event, since it's our celebration at the end of the year. Each of our staff members is going to get 2 boxes while Brian takes over their spots out in the fields.
Yeah, I'll be running around all over the place today.
So keep your eye on them as our ladies get out to a little tough start. This is a Division I Finals rematch, I believe, featuring Sage Johnson and Micaela Tourtellot. Micaela's in the yellow, Sage is in the maroon. Who you got, Brian?
I mean, they both bowled great today in the qualifiers, but I'm gonna give the advantage to Sage. She made a lot of pretty shots, especially in the 5-team qualifier. But I mean, Micaela's a great bowler.
Sage is the Division I champion. She won it with Cole Fry on the backs of his incredible triple strike 167 game.
No, it was amazing.
Who you like in this matchup, Shu?
Well, Sage has got the greedy factor, and it's always important to be greedy. You know, she's always asking about the bowling balls and raffles and how many she can win, how much she can win. So it's got a little Boudreaux in her right there, asking how much money she can win every time.
And
I think she got a little bit of shoe in her in that case.
The financial incentive is big in this one. A $100 gift card will go to our winners today, and a $50 gift card for our runners-up as our girls wrap up there.
But in all honesty, I actually am going to give my nod to Micaela in that.
And you're hearing our crowd roar because that is the Canadian Patrick LeFort. Austin LeFort, rather. Patrick's his brother. Austin LeFort qualified today. He is out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. He is going up against Jared Daley. And as you can tell, Austin's got the whole crowd behind him. Jared, however, has the home house advantage, so we'll see if having the crowd on your side or knowing the alleys is more valuable today.
10 years old, he's already throwing a double strike. Proudest bowling moment.
Who did?
Austin.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, goes straight through the head pins. A tough ball there for Austin.
It's those American lanes.
They were all saying it was a little more difficult. Well, they said the pins fell easier, which is interesting, because here at Woburn, it's very fast plates.
Woburns can be so weird, you know. You can score great, you can score tough.
But the noticeable difference between these lanes and the Canadian lanes is the lack of flat gutters. And when we say that, we mean the gutters at the end of the lanes on the decks are flat up in Canada, which allows the wood to fly across the lane a bit more often. So some of our friends from the north are having a little trouble making the adjustment today. Austin's all over that one, no luck. The crowd wanted it.
Great ball.
Oh, he wanted it too, bad.
And a tough out there for Jared. And so an early 2-pin difference in this one. It's the team's total score is what will make the difference.
And a little important trivia for you. Austin was rooting for Toronto Maple Leafs, but now he's rooting for the Boston Bruins. So wanted to get that out there.
We heard a lot of Maple Leafs fans today, and we did have to give them a little bit of a hard time after what happened in Game 7, but all in good fun.
There's the interesting Halifax-Boston connection that a lot of the fans up there note, how Halifax gives Boston a Christmas tree every year as Marissa Beaudin drops a spare.
Saying Merry Christmas when the pin's fall.
I was going to go there, but I couldn't think of a pun good enough. I'm glad you have no shame, Dan. As Catherine looks to wrap up the 10, you'll note that there's an orange head pin that is donated by Garland Pins. Way up in Maine, if a bowler bowls a strike with the orange pin as the head pin, they'll be entered into our bowling ball raffle for a set of Paramount bowling balls. If a bowler does it in the 10th box, because it's their 10th season, we'll give them a set of bowling balls outright.
We've got 2 sets to give away, Rob. We're giving them away at the end of the night. There are currently 3 contestants entered. I think it's Sage Johnson, Cole Fry, and Alex Haesaert.
Yep, you are correct. I think we may give Cole some extra tickets. It's because because my thought
6 in a row.
Well, my thought is
He qualified
6
twice,
marks in a row, so you'll give him 1 for each set of 3 marks, and then a double strike, and then another double strike. So it's heavily weighted in Cole's favor.
We might as well just give them the bowling balls.
But as you mentioned, 2 sets, so a lot on the line. Catherine Della Russo didn't travel as far as Maine, but she didn't travel as far as Canada, but she is from Maine, Big 20, which is the same house as Shannon Scribner, the Division III champion.
For any of our viewers who want to see that Cole Fry terrific string he threw, you can find it on www.cp4k.com. His first match in the Nesson taping.
First match, episode 1013.
One of the better matches I've ever seen bowled.
It was a pretty one. And the crowd is roaring, which means our second Canadian is taking the lane. That's Logan Lagace. And he's got his own chant, apparently.
This is your favorite Canadian bowler, isn't it, Rob? You love the name.
Logan Lagace. I think it would be a great supervillain, personally.
Logan's Run.
Oh, wow.
I went there.
Logan listed this as his proudest bowling accomplishment, so you're witnessing it, folks.
You can't argue there.
Homing in. Josh struggling
that
a bit.
Montreal cheer if they get way ahead.
Probably. We don't want to hear that. Josh is our Division II champion from Candlepin for Kids this season. He and Breland Craze took the title on Nesson. Josh was handed 2 20-pin leads in our matches. They ended up coming down to about 1 pin, but he held on, and
He's
that was what
clutch,
important.
Rob. He knows how to hold on.
He gave us exciting matches and then cinched it at the end. Josh threw a monster 148 game in qualifying today. I think he was very close to a triple strike.
Is it the highest string qualifying? Is that the highest?
I believe it was, yeah, it was. The whole Daley family has been with our show for a few years. And they're always right on the fringe of qualifying, never really at the top of the brackets, but they're always in the mix. But this year, it seems, Josh has really sprung forward as a bowler, and you never know. You go on those Nesson shows, you hold your own, and then you get a little extra confidence going into some of these future matches.
It's got to be the hair, Rob.
I was going to note they both had the same leave there for spares, but Josh's wood was noticeably worse. And he was the only one who struck the object pin on the second ball, but that wood prevented it from doing anything.
Nothing worse than bad wood, Shu.
Tell me about it, Brian. Or no wood at all sometimes.
That's also very true.
So now our ladies stepping up, and this may be the one to watch. Kylie Josefiak versus Shannon Scribner.
Oh, they both bowled so well in the previous match. I watched a little bit of both of them.
Kylie Josefiak has had a long reign of terror on our program. Shannon Scribner looks like she might be coming into her reign now.
Shannon helped her team come back. They were hanging out in third, and they had to move into second to make this match. She finished with a solid 118 in that match. Tim, who's coming up next, bowled in the 130, so they were really anchored well by that pair.
Both looking for marks, both with very tricky leaves. Kylie tries to play the wood, but no luck.
Brian, what would you say Kylie's best asset is as a bowler?
She's consistent, very consistent, always on the head pin. She's not much of a strike bowler, although today she threw about 4 or 5 of them, but she could throw spares for days.
She was noticeably absent from the Tournament of Champions, but if you go back and look at her match, I think we had it mathed out at like 24 object pins out of 28 or so. She had absolutely no luck at Park Place.
Very accurate, very consistent bowler.
You know, she decided where she's going to college yet?
I believe she'll be attending Western New England University in Springfield, studying pharmacy.
Trying to will over that 4-pin. Having flashbacks to our Park Place episode, I would think. 2 head pins, 2 tough spare leaves.
You never know. If you go way left in that wood, she can get it spinning to the right. And here it does spin back across a lot. So.
It's not Canada, but they do fly off the walls here.
You know, Kylie has a little bit of history on 35, as we were told earlier.
Her father was telling us.
Where it's the lanes that she was on with Jeff Surratt last year.
When she
threw the 5 into the 10.
She threw the 5 into the 10 for what was considered the #1 spare of the year on Candlepin for Kids Season 9.
Look forward to seeing you put something like that together again this summer when you have some free time.
I can't wait to put together some highlight reels. It'll be fun.
Can't wait to have some free time too, I bet, right?
That's also an exciting prospect.
It's going to be a busy summer for Candlepin for Kids, that's for sure.
We're hoping to build on what we did this season. And so far, prospects seem pretty bright. As our oldest gentleman take the stage, this is Tim Douglas.
I know they got a big straight going on lane 35 right now after 2 boxes. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
I think Alex would like to see something more in the 20s. A little off in his first ball. And Brian, as your time in the booth here begins to come to a close, do you have any fond Candlepin for Kids memories back in your day? It's worth noting with our staff, all of our members, and Alex drops a spare. One of I think the very special things about the Candlepin for Kids staff is all of us competed on the show back in the day, other than Shu, of course, as Tim gets a 10.
You know,
any moment to stand out to you?
Just the biggest thing that I got from Candlepin for Kids was the relationships. You know, it might sound a little corny, but I got to meet yourself, the rest of the staff that's here today, Dan. Got to bowl with Dan for a long time now, and you know, it's just really been a lot of fun. I'm glad it brought me to where I am today. And it was fun to compete as a kid too, definitely.
I'm with you.
I remember when I got to know you the best was when you were competing as maybe, I don't know, 12, 13, 14-year-old at Canal Lanes, and the power went out, and we had to sit there for 45 minutes waiting for it to come back on, and we just talked for a while there.
That was my first Candlepin for Kids stop.
and yet you came back.
Yeah, I took second next to Mr. Steven Reno.
No luck by Alex Haesaert.
Great ball.
So both of our bowlers looking for 10s.
Just want to thank you guys for giving me the time in the booth today.
You gonna run and grab Billy?
Yeah, is Billy. Yep. Going to switch over to camera 1. You know,
any last words?
No, you know, thanks, and I hope we have a great match for the rest of the day, and we'll see you next season.
Oh, I'll be seeing you in another month at your graduation party. Thanks for coming into the booth.
Thank you.
Brian Rowe, everybody, as our ladies take the stage for their 3rd and 4th box. The difference 6 pins so far. Gonna try and get the scores a little higher. As they maybe get a little momentum in there. Billy O'Malley's going to join us in the booth. Rips the microphone out of Shu's hands. How are we doing, Billy?
We're doing good, Bob. Thanks, Shu, for the mic.
No problem. All you, my friends.
Billy is a Nichols College graduate and currently working with the Providence Bruins.
That is right, Rob. Unfortunately, that did make me miss the few of the stops. But you got to do that sometimes. So hopefully next year I'll be able to make more, but, you know, we'll play it by ear. It comes down to that.
Billy's done a lot for us, both in terms of camera work and marketing. His major? Is that the major?
Sports management? Sport management, yeah.
All blends into me. Marketing, business,
all the same
communications.
Now. Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
But he's been providing us with fantastic ideas for potential sponsorship packages, which...
Yeah, try to keep that brainstorming, you know. And
meet some clientele down in Providence.
That's right. You know, maybe we'll see how they have a lot of duck pin down there, so you know, maybe we can integrate that. Maybe they want to come up here, but duck pin for kids.
Micaela Tourtellot just off on the spare attempt.
What would her mascot be? Quackers.
Micaela.
Quackers and Woody battling it out.
Micaela, I believe, has 1 ball left.
Is she? Maybe she
not
thinks
sure
that
if she's got no balls
5?
left. Now she's got it.
She's got 1.
She had to look for that special 3rd ball.
Yeah, that's the lucky one right there. She's just a bit off.
And gets a little away from her. So our gentlemen take the stage again.
He's really got a big crowd behind him. He
Getting caught up in it myself, Rob. Way to go, Austin.
it's really nice to see the Canadians, really cheer him on, and good sport by Jared there, just kind of, expecting it.
He knows how to share the stage.
Yeah.
Jared.
Him and his brother are very comfortable in front of the camera, I'd say.
Especially with Josh's hair. He's willing to put
Josh's
himself
hair,
out
that's
there. Tough spare leave here for Jared, trying to kick it off the wall. It's a little late action, but no luck.
And I think that wood just didn't kick it off enough, but I think he can zone in for that 10. Tough bid
Jared
on 36.
gets a 10. Jared is an 85 average, lists his proudest bowling accomplishment as the East Boston Championship. I'm going to assume that's over at Central Park Lanes, where he also bowls.
That's a fair assumption.
Okay, I'm guessing.
I don't want to talk about East Boston.
And Austin right in that pocket. Nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that's a tough ball right there.
Kids are having a lot of trouble getting anything good to look at.
Yeah, they certainly are. Not a lot of mix, not a lot of good action up there. Trying to zone in on that head pin right there.
Nice bid by Jared. That seems to be the
And
strategy.
Wood's going to take it. Not hard enough.
That seems to be the strategy, is take 3 in your first ball, leave them all in a pocket. That's the way Alex did it.
Leave the head pin. You always have a spare leave. Got that from Dave Godwin.
That's a pretty
There
10.
you go. And boom goes the dynamite.
Nice little fist bump from Austin there.
I mean, that's what he was trying to do, obviously, on the second ball. That is one heck of a shot to make the reverse triangle like that.
And he's got a ball that's kind of slow enough to kind of flip things back a little bit.
About 20 high fives in when he comes back.
Yeah, he's got to make his way around. He's going to be making high fives until his next box.
There's a good ball from Catherine Della Russo.
Yeah.
Top
And it's
one
got
late.
something.
Where's she from?
She's from Big 20, up
okay.
in Maine.
They're sending more and more kids.
More and
in
more.
Logan,
Maine's been good to us all season. You've, of course, got Cole Fry. You've got Shannon Scribner. You've got Catherine.
Also, it was nice to see Alley Cat. Showed up this morning at 9 and they were already on the lanes.
And 2 marks right there. Marissa Beaudin and Catherine Della Russo both heating up as we take another look. I've been saying Della Russo. It's Alterisio, so that's not even close. Really, I have nothing on that one.
That was a shoe moment right there.
And there's, speaking of shoe moments, there's Marissa Beaudin, who I predicted we'd see a lot of after seeing her for the first time down at Bogey Lanes. She's got 2 out of 3 marks already.
And note that she's doing it in an older age group.
Yeah, ever since she made it in Bogey, she's really just zoned into her comfort zone there.
She bowled in the 11 and under age group all season. She bowled in the 11 and under age group on our show. She was unfortunately on the receiving end of a 167 by Cole.
Yeah, that's just tough right there to battle back from.
But she moved up today.
Yeah, moved up.
And held her own.
And held her own and cracked it onto the third team. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of her next year, even in that 12 to 14 year age group. So
I mean, she definitely seems solid.
And trickles down 7 at the end there.
Well, about to hear another big cheer, I think.
I really like the high fives that these two have been shaking hands, high fives. It's that's what we like to see here at CP4K, the good sportsmanship. And
the Americans were saying how nice the Canadians were all day. Shockingly.
Shocking. So polite.
So 2 tough spare leaves here. They're looking to find that head pin. Josh a little off.
He had a double strike today in the second game of qualifying and almost dropped a third, but was right on the head pin. Just didn't get any good break.
The Daleys sometimes do that. They get in these little rolls of strikes, and when they do that, that's when their score really adds up.
Yeah, I had an 81 half at the second game. I think he tossed like a 140, 141 or something. So no surprise to see him on that team.
He throws a hard ball. It's got a lot of rotation on it.
Yeah,
it's got a lot
certainly.
of curve, and when it breaks into that pocket the way he wants it to.
And he's only 13, so he's got another year in that
We will
12
see
to
him another
14 age bracket. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him repeat.
Gets a lot of action, again, off the head pin, but still gets a lot of action. Logan a little bit off.
Logan's got some strange bowling shoes, Rob. The outside of each shoe is a mixture of black and white, but the inside's pure black. I'm trying to just figure out if he did that himself or not.
It looks like some sort of pattern.
It's like camo.
Second time somebody's hit that same pocket and left that crappy lead.
Very
Yeah,
good.
that's enough shoe.
You may want to ask Austin how to play this.
Very true.
Yeah.
After that last pretty shot.
Solid 9 by Daley up there.
So 9 pins the difference. Neither team really moving away right now.
This is a
Kylie Josefiak looking at the orange head pin. She hopes it treats her a little better than the white head pins did last time.
I
when
wouldn't
she
be
looked
surprised
at two
if she gets this. I know she doesn't have a lot of strikes, but all over it. Oh, tough ball.
splits. Another head pin, another split
Yeah,
and
another
for
split.
Kylie.
That's
Feels like
something
the
new.
nightmare is continuing.
I remember first watching her on that Comcast against John Joyce, and when she went like 10 for 11 on head pins the first ball, so
I think 10 in a row.
hasn't changed much.
And that would have been right here on these two very lanes,
Yeah.
I believe, here at Woburn. Shannon looking to find that head pin. She
No.
does, and she's got a wobbling 10 that doesn't want to fall.
Ah.
There it is.
It was the foot stomp, Rob. She really laid into it.
So really a match of polar opposites right now. Kylie's been burying the head pin and leaving splits. Shannon's been off it, but Shannon's the one who draws first blood.
Yeah, sometimes that helps too, Rob. You know, just sometimes the head pin's not very nice to you.
Kylie off this time, has something a little friendlier to look at.
Yeah. That wood should help though.
Now Shannon's found the head pin. She's on it.
And she didn't foot stomp there. That pin would have fell.
Nice bid by Kylie, looking for that last one to topple.
There
it does. Wrong way though. And Shannon definitely has a lot she can do.
All over it.
Little arm pump in there too.
Little body English for Shannon Scribner on a pretty shot. She's got 2 in a row.
Tightens this match right up. Rob, 1 pin mass plus a fill.
Yeah, gives them the lead. Now our gentlemen.
I'm going to go out on a limb and call a strike here for Tim Douglas when he throws the ball.
Silence over the
When he throws
entire...
the ball, folks. Now you know.
Oh!
I can pretty reliably say he's not getting the strike before he throws the ball.
Unless he foot stomped.
You heard it here first. Haesaert just off.
And bounce that one down.
Douglas. Almost doing it back door.
Almost.
Good-
I thought
good
you
spare
had
leave.
something there.
And now we asked Brian, as our gentlemen were bowling last time, we'll ask you the same. Any moments that stand out to you back in your Candlepin for Kids days when you competed for this show, as
You know,
Tim
just-
drops the spare?
Just coming down with the entire Pilgrim crew and seeing the every other kids and from the other lanes. Especially, we had a pretty good connection with Woburn, the Woburn League. They were pretty energetic, like the Pilgrim, back in the day, and still are. And that was probably never made the show except for that whole audience factor. And so, but kept coming out and didn't really matter if it made it or not.
And there's a lot of pride in your own house and in the friends you've made. And
Oh yeah.
Haesaert,
All over. What a ball.
Douglas looking to make do on shoes promise a box late, but he's got a very makeable spare leave. That looks about locked up.
Yeah.
Haesaert was having a lot of trouble on single pins all day. We'll see if he's able to home in on this one. Had it all the way.
Oh, hey, I'm going to give the mic back to Shu, who will then, so I can cover Brian, who's going to go get Nichols. So.
Sounds about right. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
joining
having
us
me.
very much, Billy. Billy
the-
O'Malley, everybody.
Like they say in volleyball, Rob, rotate.
10 for Tim. And Brian's going to go get John Nichols, our camera 2 gentleman. John's got the furthest trip he's got to make. Huh? John's just going to halt everything. John's cocky. Show stops for John Nichols.
Well, Brian gets himself acclimated with camera 2.
All right, go get him, ladies. Brian Rowe's first ever stint on camera 2. This is the biggest risk we're taking. Go get him, Micaela.
For 10 boxes, we're going to have
In
like
this
foreheads
experiment.
and kneecaps. And
So John Nichols here. How are you doing, John, so far?
Not bad at all. It's a nice change. I get to see the action live for once.
I was doing camera 2 back before you did, and it's annoying when everybody's cheering about this cool stuff, and all you have to go by is facial expressions.
Oh, it definitely is. I was really upset I didn't get to see Cole's 167.
You get to see every reaction from Cole, though, right?
Oh yeah, it's great. That's one thing I really like about camera too, is I get to see everybody's facial expression. I get to see the crowd's reaction all at once, and I'm the only person to see that.
And you're absolutely right that you are the only person, because whenever you watch people bowling, you're never looking at them from that type of angle. Whenever you're just watching your league bowler, so it's interesting to kind of see the different side of bowling that nobody else sees.
Yeah, it is. A lot of these kids, they show a lot of emotion. They definitely have a lot of passion for the game. They enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun.
I think that's definitely one of the things that sets our show apart, is the excitement that some of the kids have. We filmed the Pro Series finals last week, you and I, as a matter of fact. And the pros are great. They see great scores. The kids just get so much more excited over things. Like, you know, when you have an 11-year-old like Cole go and throw a triple strike, it just feels so much cooler.
Usually show a ton of sportsmanship to each other, too.
That's absolutely huge, too. Sage looking for the spare. She's got it.
Nice shot by Sage Johnson.
She's trying to figure out how to do the muscle pose, though. Maybe you need to practice that a little.
Alex Haesaert's teaching her, and if there's an expert, it's Alex on that pose. Micaela looking for the out. 5-7-10. Trying to make
One heck of an out.
It would have been a heck of an out.
Good try.
We saw Micaela make some great spares on her Nesson run. I think she caught the 3 into the 2 once. And it was a thing of beauty.
I believe she hit the high-low jack, too.
Absolutely
if I'm not
right.
mistaken.
No, you're absolutely right.
Remember Danielle Mann giving her the huge... Seemed like she didn't get real excited till she came back and saw how excited the crowd was.
Absolutely.
She and Cody Gerard, also out of bogey lane, did it that day, back-to-back, and I think one of the moments from this season we'll certainly all remember.
Absolutely.
So now Austin LeFort, the Halifax native, looking to navigate that ball in there. And a little action off the wall. Jared having a bit of a tough time.
Did you say his brother was Patrick LeFort?
Yes.
Patrick is, you know, not regular, but he's a sometimes contributor to our Candlepin for Kids Nation.
Absolutely.
On Facebook.
He's very active on the social media circles, which we appreciate. The place to go is Candlepin for Kids on Facebook. We've got a fan page that you can like. That's the official source of all our information. And then we have a group for our contestants where we can circulate internal information to try to invite kids to stop. We also have a Twitter page. That's Candlepin 4 Kids. And that was pretty buzz over our Nesson episodes. It was pretty cool to see random people that we didn't know tweeting about the shows.
Got some random people standing behind us now watching the show.
It's a spectacle.
Got a close match so far. Only a couple pins separating both teams. Good to see that.
We had a few of your Timberlanes natives down here today.
Absolutely.
It was Brittany Underwood and
Brian Holland.
Holland.
Yeah.
I knew his name was a country. That's what I remembered.
Yeah.
England.
They all talk about
Germany.
Brian, Germany. They all talk about how difficult Timberlanes is. You agree, correct?
Oh, I agree, but I like the fact that, you know, it really teaches you how to hit them. You know, you got to hit it. Then you come places like here and you throw monster scores. It makes it feel like you have a slight edge on spare shooting.
Definitely better than the alternative,
Yeah.
being used to getting it and then going to tougher houses. Speaking of tough leaves, Catherine Alterisio is looking at a tough one here.
Catherine's 8 pins shifted to the right a couple inches on that.
I don't know if that was the difference of wood clipping it, but a tough shot there.
I know personally my average went up about 7-8 pins after switching to a different house.
Where are you now, John?
Well, I bowled at Westgate Lanes for a few years. Now I'm not really sure where I want to bowl.
Free agent.
Free agent, yeah. Sign me up.
It's tricky when you're in school keeping with it. I definitely struggle with it too. I think our whole staff misses bowling as competitively as we used to, but I think it's cool that we're all willing to come back here for this. Sometimes it's a little more fun than the pro side.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wind up running from one event to another to try to make it here. We got a parent who stayed here instead of bowling in the ladies pro series today. I mean, you get a lot of that going on. Tough decisions sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I know I feel lost not bowling in a lot of competitive matches, but school comes first.
No, absolutely. This game will be here for us when school's done. Nah. We hope.
Yeah.
But I think we're going a long way to keeping it around. We've got a lot of energy in the game these days, and I don't think that's going anywhere soon.
We have almost an even match when you look at it. 269, 261, so an 8-pin lead for the team on the right. However, the team on the left has one extra spare, so it's practically even.
Yeah.
And that's a Sage Johnson mark.
I know Alex Haesaert's team may be down, but I'm sure.
Definitely not out. Josh Daley with a
Great shot
strike.
by Josh Daley.
And that's his signature, dropping the bomb.
Meanwhile, Logan Lagace also dropped a great first ball, going for the spare. Great bid. He'll look for the 10. All over it. Great box for Logan. 3 object pins. Those 10s will be huge. Got a ball rolling down.
Josh could get a nice fill
that.
here. It'll be an extremely close match.
Definitely will.
Nobody's running away with this. This has been close all the way.
Yeah.
Logan Lagace just threw 3 object pins. Now he's looking at the orange pin. He's going to want to stay on it to try to earn himself a shot at this bowling ball raffle.
This will be the teams that are competing to get their names on the second edition of the Linda DeBauer Memorial Trophy.
You're correct as the Canadian crowd tries to will that 2-pin. No can do, but yes, the Linda DeBoer Cup. Linda DeBoer. I never knew her personally, but she was a huge proponent of the international relation between what used to be Pilgrim Lanes and Woburn Bolodrome, as Billy Bloom goes to recover those balls again. Had a little trouble with that today.
Yeah, what seems to happen is 2 of the balls get stuck in the front, and then when you send the first one up, it knocks 1 out. Then you get the same problem happening again 30 seconds later, and then it's usually good for a while.
But Linda DeBoer passed away, I believe it was 5 or so years ago. She was a huge proponent of the program, and she's the reason why we're able to do what we do, as Logan gets no luck at all on that bid. Double wood, looks like.
Logan's not loving the orange pin right now.
You can never trust wood.
Or the orange pin.
Tough box. Josh gets bailed out with an 8 there.
All right. 5 pins now.
And it's staying close. And we're back to, like I said, our Battle of Titans. Who do you like in this matchup, John? Between Shannon and Kylie.
I personally like Shannon Scribner. I know she clearly has a deep passion for the game. She takes her time. I know just looking at her eyes when she bowls, she's concentrated. If anyone can throw a big mark, it's her.
You wouldn't know the eyes, because it gets to watch those a lot when she
So
bowls.
that's one factor none of us can take into consideration.
2 tough leaves. Kylie tougher because she's looking at the 7-pin. Shannon just misses her. Kylie,
Oh, great try.
heck of a bid by Josefiak. Looking to make another run at that top spare of the year honor she had last year. And they'll look for their 10.
Good pinning by the ladies. Every pin counts in this match.
And normally when we've got the 2 bowlers against 2, Shu and I are going box by box talking about how important pinning is. When we've got 6 strings to look at instead of 2, it feels like it gets watered down and it's more about the marks, but when you're in a tight one, every pin counts.
I mean, the only reason I'm here right now is we got knocked out of an adult event today, and it came down to 2 pins. You bowl 2 whole strings, hundreds of boxes, and it comes down to 2 pins. It's always pinning.
And one more time, Kylie's looking at a split.
This would be a great shot if Kylie could pick it up.
Where would you be playing this one, John?
I'd be playing it right on the orange pin, kind of pretending to shoot for the 10 pin, sweep it over.
I'm with you. That's where
Okay,
Kylie's
she's
going. She's
doing
on the
it.
cap
Oh, wow.
and covers the tough 2.
Didn't expect that to happen, but that's what this game's all about.
I think she was looking to catch it a little the other side of it, not catch the cap and try to slide it over. You thought that'd have a chance if the ball could graze the 6, but it didn't. And as we go into our gentlemen, can I ask you the question we've asked everybody else? You were on our show several times. You bowled on it as a kid. Any moment that stands out to you in your Candlepin for Kids history?
I'm not sure, really. I think it was the last game I was bowling against Jonathan Boudreau. I was on a spare. I filled it with a strike, had a 71 half. And I just, at that moment, it was an absolutely huge mark. Jonathan came back, and he
Really?
came back, but a little too short. And I just barely pulled away.
You were our season 7 champion?
7, yes.
Season 7 champion, John Nichols, with us here in the booth. And one of very few who can say they beat Jonathan Boudreau at any age. Alex trying his trademark, throw a tough first ball and then make the spare.
Yeah, I wouldn't put my money on beating him again, though.
You picked the right time to try to get him when he was young.
Now I'm sure he'd crush me by 100 pins in a 3-game match.
Well, as Dan knows, he takes no mercy.
Yeah, don't let him convince you to show up if he says 2 or 3 others are going to come. because you'll find yourself just bowling them one-on-one. It's been great having you in the booth, though.
Gonna start
thanks.
calling him the hustler. We'll give John one more box here with our
I was
gentleman
trying to
here.
rush him out of the booth. Didn't realize we had one
We'll
more
be
to go.
all
Here, you can hold the mic for this last.
Hopefully Brian will just leave it zoomed out so we don't have to stop between the next two. Kevin Jones here. Not Kevin Jones. Kevin Jones came in third place today. That's Tim Douglas.
Yeah, a lot of those alley cat bowlers this year, Robbie. I've seen
yeah,
they keep multiplying.
It's an awesome thing. I think we had 7 today, and they don't just show up, they're
Yeah,
competitive.
they've been taking this place over.
We had,
They show up, they got a lot of energy, enthusiasm. They're a great crowd.
and we had 2 of them in our Nesson shows. We're seeing Tim again today. What a bid by Haesaert. He wanted it. Doesn't carry the 7.
I don't know if many of our viewers know, but Tim actually bowls 10-pin too. I've heard he's pretty good at that.
So versatility in our Candlepin for Kids,
One of
folks.
very few that are good at both.
Well, thank you very much for your time,
All
John.
right, thank you.
Thanks for the work you do. We'll send you back over to camera 2. So we'll try to get Brian back. As our ladies take the stage, we are looking at a 3-pin difference.
Sage on a mark.
Sage on a mark.
52
So
in a ball.
3 minus this pin. This leave, rather. So now a
Whoa.
2-pin lead, and that is not very pretty to look at.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Where are you playing it, Shu?
I hit the wood.
Thank you, Shu. Good bid there as we get the lovely Rachel Cohen with us in the booth. You're pouting. Why?
I don't want to be up here.
Come on, Rachel.
I'm going to let you hold the mic, though, because you don't bring your mouth
Oh boy.
So Rachel Cohen, who organized our bake sale today, which was a spectacular success, I would say. Would you say?
I guess so.
Were you getting good feedback on your baked goods?
Yeah.
More importantly, do we get free cupcakes as the host?
If there's any left. I don't know what's left.
Now
Cupcakes left, Shu.
good.
They're all yours, Shu.
we're in a close match right now, Rachel. Who do you like in this matchup between Micaela and Sage?
I don't know. It's kind of close.
If you had to, out of all of the kids, which one are you rooting for most in this matchup?
Obviously, Kylie.
Obviously Kylie.
Yeah.
Why? See,
I don't know. It's just obvious.
Micaela looking for the spare bid. Gets a little buyer. Sage looking for the out, a tough 6. So now Micaela with the chance to gain some pins. See, my money would have been on Austin LeFort.
Oh, he is cute and little, huh?
Those,
He is pretty cute and little.
do you remember the name of your favorite young gentleman today?
Oh no! I didn't
Devin
even...
Brandano out of
Oh my
Woburn
God, he
Bolodrome.
was so cute.
5 years old, Devin from Woburn Bolodrome, a cousin actually of Jared Daley, who's up right now, and Josh Daley.
He bowled like a 1-something.
He bowled over his average. I think it was a
Yeah.
160 for 3 strings. He bowls out of the bumper league at Woburn Bolodrome. They pulled him out for the day, and he held his own.
Yeah, isn't he? He's so cute and little, though.
We saw him on our Nesson episodes, as a matter of fact. He was in the Beat the Pro segment as Jared runs down that spare like a pro right there, all over it, Jared Daley. He bowled in a Beat the Pro box against Craig Holbrook, and while Craig beat him,
What a meanie.
Devin tossed a 4th ball that was all over the head pin when we were trying to stop him.
Good 4th ball, though.
That's the key, the 4th ball. Matches are won and lost with that 4th ball.
And as we speak of winning and losing, Jared Daley right now with the chance to put a little separation between the two teams. A tough 3 just off that head pin. So that'll boost the difference up to 6, I believe.
I think it's 8.
It's 8 with the 1 pin added.
Oh, yeah.
Woburn's interesting. It adds each ball at a time on their automatic scoring system. Austin looking to home in. Jared right on that head pin looking for 2 in a row.
boy.
Great bid. And now, you are I see on Facebook, the owner of a business.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
I'm working on that. I actually want to be a cake decorator. I'm looking to get a business loan for the fall, for a storefront, but yeah.
What do you specialize in?
Bicycle. Yeah, I've been doing a lot with bikes lately, but a lot of cakes and stuff like that, like specialty cakes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So we have the best bake sales in the business.
Yeah, we
That
do.
is not the head pin.
That is not the head pin, folks. That, I believe, is the 3, which slid right over in front of the 5. So now, Dan, where would you be playing this shot?
That piece of wood.
Thank you, Dan.
Well, Marissa listened to you.
Yeah, she did, but it didn't work out for her.
Now they'll look to get their 10s. Catherine Alterisio goes straight through. Marissa steals 1, so even in that
That
box.
wasn't a bad.
I don't believe so. The light would have gone off.
It looked like it went out to the gutter, but maybe it didn't.
Oh, no, no, it hit the wood in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, hit a cap. Cap face.
And so 7 pins the difference. No marks on the board. We've still got, what, roughly 17 boxes left in this one, so a lot of time, neither team putting any space between the other. And now you are also a strict proponent of a dress code.
Yeah,
correct,
we need
Rachel?
one.
Why don't you tell us what our plans are for next season?
So next season, every bowler has to have a bowling shirt and dress pants or cargo shorts.
And if they don't, they're going to have to answer to...
They're going to have to answer me, and they're going to have to wear the ugly pants we buy.
You have to wear a cup.
No, I don't care about
It
that.
could be
That's
dangerous up there.
true, but that's their problem. I
Nice
can't
bid by
force that.
Catherine.
But no, we're going to buy some real ugly pants with the drawstring, so if they don't bring their dress pants, they have to wear those on TV. And then they'll never forget their dress pants again.
It's a good theory, I'm with you. Marissa looking for the out.
I got it taken care of. I'm all over it.
Tough out
What?
from Marissa Beaudin.
There were no balls on 30 levels. We can kill some time with a little rain delay discussion.
I don't think there'll be a rain delay, right? They should still have all their balls. We just gotta wait for the others to come back. Plenty of time.
You know, sometimes that makes the lane not reset or such. You know.
And we should thank the folks at Woburn Bolodrome today for having us. They've been good to us every year. We've been here, I would say, every year over the past few because they've got one of the stronger youth programs. I believe they hold the record for the most kids at a stop with 85.
We need a new record.
Well, I thought we were going to beat it today. There weren't as many Canadians as we were expecting earlier in the year.
The trickiest part about this event is the timing of the year. The Canadians always come down on a certain Canadian holiday that I do not know, admittedly. But it's tricky when you're in the middle of the May. I know we lost a lot of kids to baseball games, a lot of kids to weddings, but we still had...
Let's just call it Hockey Day since we don't know what it is.
This must be Hockey Day, right?
Hockey day.
Hockey Day.
The day of mourning for the Toronto...
Yeah, exactly.
Maple
Toronto,
Leafs.
Vancouver, Montreal morning day.
The folks from Halifax traveled 13 hours to be with us today. We had 13 Canadian kids competing in our event.
1 hour per kid.
Exactly. Buried by Josh, and he drops another hammer.
He knows strikes.
Logan looking to answer.
Pretty good ball from Logan.
Right in the pocket.
Tried to
Not
throw
much.
the so what ball, but he rolled the dice. I get it, because his balls are big dice.
That's clever. Not really, Shu.
Very critical staff of Shu's commentary.
We're critical of everything Shu does. What are you kidding?
Critical of everything everybody does. That's what keeps us honest, though.
We try.
We try. Nice out by Logan. 1 pin now the difference, but Josh sitting on 2 balls.
So when can I start my blog, Robbie, about making fun of all of you?
If you write it, we'll post it.
No,
That's
I will
always
write
my
it.
motto.
Come on, ladies.
I just better not write one about John.
All right, so your best friend Kylie's up here now.
Oh boy.
All over.
Oh.
We got our best friend in the booth, but it's not helping our luck very much. I want to say that 6 splits out of 7 as Shannon Scribner drops a hammer.
Back and forth we go.
It's gonna be a close one. Real close one.
Shannon Scribner, I believe, is leading all bowlers right now in this match,
Good out.
which is not new. I believe Shannon Scribner led all bowlers in our regular season with the high single. That got beat by Cole Fry.
We need to give her a nickname. Scribbles.
That's not a good nickname, Shu.
Scribbles. I like it. Good at double, Scribbles.
Double would get her in our bowling ball raffle. Her Division III champion partner Alex Haesaert's already in that raffle. She would love to join him. Goes Brooklyn side.
Both have essentially equivalent leaves. One for a lefty, one for a righty.
Kylie right through. Your heart goes out to Kylie.
Down the object pin.
Everything that she hits, just like, it's not falling for her.
Shannon picks up hers, a very pretty spare. Shannon Scribner now sitting at 96 through 8 boxes, and she's got a ball too. And that really shifts the tide of this match. 14 pins now, a mark on each side. And as our gentlemen take the stage, we'll ask you the question we asked everybody else so far, Rachel. What is your most fond Candlepin for Kids memory?
Robbie advice.
I did used to give you some good advice back in the day.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call good advice, Robbie.
What was the advice I gave you?
One time he told me to hit the head pin. One time he told me not to step over the foul line.
And the other time said, you should go out with Nick Norcross. How bad can it be?
Yeah, that time too. That was real bad.
How bad can one day be?
I never did it.
Well, I think the first 2 advice is pretty good.
Oh, and
Haesaert.
join the staff. That was real good advice, let me tell you.
Well, we're glad to have you. Tim Douglas all over that one. And now they're starting to build up a bit of a lead.
It's funny because this is the same point in their last match that they made the moves, and it was Shannon and Tim in that match too, finishing strong.
Interesting to have Shannon competing against Alex in this match when they competed with each other all season. Alex had no luck on that last spare attempt, just a little full in the wood.
They are the 3rd seed, so it would be somewhat of an upset if they pull this thing.
It absolutely would be. Tim buries that head pin, but not much to look at all. He's going to hope that wood comes out towards the line. Might flip over at Woburn. You never know. Where are you playing it, Rachel?
I don't know. I would go for the right, I guess.
This is why I gave you advice all those times.
Yeah, but it was bad advice.
No, if you listened to my advice, you'd have been great.
No, I'm on the staff.
Haesaert with a nice bid. Tim as well, so they'll look for 10s. And marks are going to be even as we go into our last 2 boxes for all of our bowlers. The difference looks like it's going to be right around 20 pins. 21 the difference going into our last 2 boxes. We thank you for joining us, Rachel. Any last words of wisdom?
Nope.
Rachel Cohen, everybody.
Succinct.
The lovely Rachel Cohen. And Billy Bloom is going to bowl anchor for us today. It's good to have you in the booth, Billy.
It's an honor to be doing the last 2 boxes. A lot of pressure, but we'll see what happens.
So 21 pins in this one. What's your assessment going into these last 12 boxes?
I mean, both teams have been doing Kylie especially, she's been bowling really well and just hasn't had anything to look at the entire match. So it'll be interesting to see if they can bounce back here. They definitely have the talent for it.
So pinning so key in the younger age groups, especially when 6s and 7s are more common. You get the chance to really make a few up. Micaela gets a nice 9, Sage with a 7. So they'll gain 2 back.
Yeah, it's 2 more pins.
2 more pins, rather, exactly. And this is the clash of titans that we expect to see. We saw it this year. We expect to probably see it next year too. How would you handicap this matchup?
I mean, both of these girls have such promising futures. They're both, I think they're both 10 years old,
10.
and you know they've had so many more years, and we're lucky that we have them. Just like that.
Micaela Tourtellot drops a huge
double
hammer.
fist pump.
You know, the other team gets to flex when they throw strikes, but Micaela doesn't care about that. She's all about the double fist pump.
Sage with a brutal shot.
Conversely, look at that Sage leave, Shannon.
Exactly.
Talk
Takes out
about
the
a mess.
1, 2, 3, 4 in her first ball.
So that is going to continue pushing this lead.
It's kind of a microcosm of the first 8 boxes.
Very true. Austin's excited. He wants to throw. Micaela's got 2 more balls.
In America, we wait.
He's covering his face with his hands, a little embarrassed.
He's going to be more embarrassed. The Canadians are the polite ones. That's something an American
That's
would
a
do, is
faux
cut 'em
pas.
off.
That's going to make the front page of the paper when he goes back.
Micaela looking for a double.
Ball's in there.
On that head pin.
Oof. Tough 2-1 split.
Last box,
But,
though. It's just
yeah,
the pins that are
nice.
important.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice fill anyway. Bumping the lead over 30. Look at this.
Nice bid by Micaela. So a strong 90 game for her. Sage Johnson finishing with an 86. 34 pins now the lead. Micaela going a little bit over her average. Sage also over.
And I find it so hard to believe that Sage has an 82 average because every time she comes on Candlepin for Kids, she's throwing 90 games, 100 games.
Sandbagger.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not handicapped.
Launch an investigative team.
The CP4KI team. Just off there for Jared, so a chance for Austin to try to make some up, though he's looking at that half Worcester.
Yeah.
Wonder what they call that in Canada. I think they call it a half Worcester?
Well, they don't have a Worcester,
A half
so
Moncton?
it's the half Moncton.
Half Fredericton?
Looking for the out. Uh-oh.
Half Sackville.
Sackville. The Sackville.
The half Sackville.
We knew that. Tough 3 there for Austin LeFort. He's sitting at 67 in the 9th, 76 for Jared.
Austin's had every game in the 70s, so he's hitting what he's been hitting. He's solid. Still looking for that one big mark, you know?
There's a little break.
A little 8 drop.
Tough shot, though. So hard to make this when it's sitting by itself. Be nice and full on that head pin. Maybe.
What a shot! That's clutch.
Bloom does not know what he's talking about.
He does a patented double spinorama move.
Looks like Crosby after the hat trick on that one.
And this is a big fill ball. If he can throw a nice fill on it, get it to a little under 30, you know.
And I think the one box I've got my on is Mr. Josh Daley on a strike. Just off the head, but he'll take 6. So a very solid 83 for Austin
83, yeah, very
average
big game
of 80,
for him.
and that's up north, so
Yep.
bowls over his average. Jared Daley hits his average at 85, so we're 4 for 4 getting our average so far.
These kids are definitely showing up when the lights are turned on, which is good.
Speaking of lights, we forgot to set our lights up.
There's only so many outlets to go around. You know what I mean?
It's our motto. Candlepin for Kids. We try hard.
We'll let the kids shine on their own.
Ah, very nice shoot. Very nice.
Catherine just off.
Just missing that head pin.
I believe she's looking for her first mark of the match. Is this Catherine's debut?
I've definitely seen her around before. I don't know if this is her first time.
First I can recall seeing her, but that probably means I'm wrong and she's probably been on 5 times. But I mentioned, another girl from Big 20. And let's see who gets to run to get the balls this time. This has been
Brian's on it, the
Brian's
rover.
going to volunteer.
The rover.
And as we've seen in the past, if the person who clears it forgets that there are 2 balls jammed in the ball thing, they'll be going back down there again in 30 seconds.
Brian's just looking for the extra airtime, I think.
John Nichols following him well with the camera. John was kind enough to put a button-up shirt for us.
He got
he
one.
remembered.
He
Gets
got
it out of there.
second, and he gets the 3rd.
All right.
He doesn't break a finger. That's good.
It's amazing.
That was
Good
impressive.
for him.
So Marissa Beaudin sitting on 80 in the 9th. Her average is 87. Alterisio breaks into the pocket. Friendly spare leave.
She can make this. Cut the lead to...
And we start talking.
Yeah, exactly. Got to start somewhere.
Marissa
Ooh, if that pin
looking to
trips.
get that wobbling 6 to hit the wood. It won't.
Yep. Maybe.
Just off.
You really couldn't tell on that one because you saw she had spin on it. You just didn't know how much it was going to take.
Her ball breaks a ton. Just having sat behind him for 8 boxes. It's amazing how much. It's a lot like a 10-pin ball, really.
I'll be counting on Kinney throw a double.
Yeah,
He throws the most strikes on the team, possibly.
you've still got Kylie and Alex 4 boxes. They can definitely do a lot then. But when you're working on a strike, that's nice to have.
And the American counterpart to that. Very nice. Good job, America.
I know what Logan said. He's playing to the crowd.
It's charismatic Canadians.
Josh buries
for
the
2.
head pin.
Oy.
And
That
that's
was a pretty good ball. I like his chances.
He was looking for a little more splatter there as it hit the pins. Kind of drove through.
Kind of like Logan's ball.
Exactly like
Logan
Logan's
off the head
ball.
pin, leaving the 1-2. Look at this.
Logan
Very
nails his. Puts his arms out to be loved by his Canadian brethren.
Like a LeBron powder throw there. Very nice. Oh boy.
A tough 6 for Daley.
He's pointing to the crowd. Man, he's just bringing back
Working the crowd.
Babe Ruth, calling his shot.
And so we'll see what Logan's able to fill it with. Both of our Canadians putting up spares at the end here. We should let him throw another string.
Yeah. Another again.
Uh-oh. Mechanical delay.
Oh boy.
We'll give it a minute. There goes Coach Bob Brown. Take a look at that.
35.
I think that kind of sums up the day that Team 1 is having. You know, they can't get any breaks when they're on the head pin. They're lane breaks.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Logan sits there with a 137, a nice piece of wood in back. Living the dream.
Right side of the sweep looks like it might be a little higher than the left side. Hopefully it's not out of kilter.
To my untrained eyes, that may be a problem.
Hopefully it's just a fuse.
There we go.
Doesn't this sweep know that there's a Bruins game we have to be watching?
Darn right.
The Bruins kick off at 3 today, and we're going to be late.
That'll be old news when you guys watch this in
Very
2
true.
months. But
I mean, we could be out of the playoffs for 3 weeks by then, but hey.
Josh Daley now. Well, if anything, he learned from Logan and decided to stay off that head pin and get a little action.
Did pretty well. Leaves the 1-8.
2 spare leaves Logan. No luck.
Thought that piece of wood was going to help him.
Josh gets his.
They're just making those 1-8s and 1-9s like they're easy.
That must be the objective.
Ever since I said something about the 1-8 being hard, 2 people have made it, so I don't know.
So Josh has a chance to get this down into the 20s.
He really has to throw a big fill to give his team a chance.
Especially because he's got Shannon on deck with a spare.
The lead is 33?
Right now, minus
33
this.
minus the ball. Okay. Well, that's a big fill.
That is a nice fill.
So we got
that'll make it 24 plus
minus
this
the ball.
ball.
Yep. Plus a ball, right?
Plus this ball by Shannon.
You never want, if you're the other team, you're obviously hoping for something like a 1 or a 2 fill, but Shannon doesn't throw too many of those.
And of course, Kylie had an extremely uncharacteristic 69 after 8. She is a senior, so this will be your last performance on the show. Last 2 boxes of Kylie Josefiak's illustrious career. Is Shannon stealing 8 off the head pin? Kylie gets 9.
That's where she's faced with a tough decision. Do you try to sneak by the wood and play the 5?
With her ball, I play the end of the wood. Try to smack the wood back.
And Kylie goes right for it and sneaks by. Shannon keeps her incredibly strong game going. She's at 114 and a ball in the 9th, and that may have been the one that finished this match.
She's one of the most consistent bowlers in the game, I think. She's just, every time you see her bowl, she's just tossing a 115 game, a 120 game. She's an amazing bowler.
There was one year, Rob, where you picked her to win the whole thing, I think, right? Was it last year or this year? This year?
Well, to win, I don't remember my prediction for this season. We should have
you've liked her in the past.
With good reason.
Looking to put up a 130 game all over that head pin.
Another awesome ball.
Now this is another fun one. Where are we playing this one, Billy?
Yeah, I'm closing my eyes and, probably to the right and closing my eyes and seeing what happens.
She's got wood in the gutter that might bounce around too. Nice bid by Scribner. Kylie just off. So a tough game for Kylie. Not the way she wanted to end her career, but she had a great one.
It would be very odd if, for Kylie's last box as a Candlepin for Kids contestant, she left the head pin. And luckily she doesn't.
She's all over it. Ain't gonna happen.
131 by Shannon Scribner. I believe that's the 3rd highest score on Candlepin for Kids this year, behind is Cole and the man in blue, Alex Haesaert. And as we get to our last 2 boxes, we're gonna ask you the question we asked everybody else. Candlepin for Kids memory that stands out to you the most as a bowler?
Well, the first one that sticks out is it has to be my 438 that I had at Leo's. It was my first Candlepin for Kids stop I ever did. I didn't really know too much about it. I think it was season 4, I want to say. But I had a couple friends going, and they said, "Yeah, you should come too." And I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I had never bowled at Leo's before, and I had the day of my life. And I've yet to beat it. So that's, sitting here 6 years later still with the same high triple. But
I think I had my eye single when I was 14, so it's annoying. What a pretty shot by Haesaert.
2-5-10 for a spare. Wow.
Gives his team a little something to cheer about late.
Unfortunately, they need about a 35 fill.
But as we take another look at that one, it's tough to get much prettier than that.
Pretty shot. 2, 5, and 10. That's a tough shot.
It's a tough shot.
Although when you're down by this much, the pressure starts to.
No, Douglas throws a 0 box, and if Alex throws a triple, we got ourselves a game.
We got a match, boys and girls.
Now, I know what Dan Josefiak is looking for
what in the
is
world?
the 600 total, which Tim is going to be looking to get. He wanted it all day. That's 600 for the team. Douglas is going to need to pick this up. Just off
Haesaert
by
leaving
Haesaert.
the ever-popular Caleary, as it's known in the Candlepin bowling world.
And it's worth noting, interestingly, about Haesaert, this is going to be his first ever loss on Candlepin for Kids.
No kidding.
He was a career 7-0
Wow.
on the show before this.
And it takes a little luck to get to 7-0.
Oh, no luck there.
But he did it, primarily bowling doubles. When you're part of a 6-man team, it's a lot harder to have an influence. But
That was a part of what made it astounding, was his name is inscribed on that Linda de Boer Cup, the 2012 version.
Very, very impressive.
we'll have 6 new names on it this year.
Yes, we will. It's Micaela Tourtellot, Jared Daley, Marissa Beaudin, Logan Lagace, Shannon Scribner, and now Tim Douglas will cap it off. They are our 2013 International Team Tournament champions. Billy, thank you for joining us in the booth.
Thank you for having me. Had a lot of fun.
And you can always talk to Billy on Twitter at Candlepin4Kids. We will be right back after an In the Gutter round to talk to a couple of our kids.
Our winning team takes home the biggest prize of the year, and in our biggest episode of the year, we're jam-packed with interviews in our final In the Gutter.
I have Canadian blood running through my veins. It's pretty cool because I can barely give shivers, and sometimes I get cold, but it doesn't bother me at all.
We were in the hotel, bowled. I did terrible, but it was fun just because I was in Canada. First time out of the country, so it was pretty cool.
Well, it's different than Canada, but I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope I qualify, and if I don't, well, I'm having fun anyway, so that's good. It's the good part. I'm having fun, so.
I think it's actually pretty fun because you get to meet new people and see how they bowl and stuff. It's pretty fun. The lanes are different. You have to adjust to them, and it's harder to adjust.
I thought I was going to do bad. I forgot my bowling balls, but. And usually I curve it.
They're a loud bunch, huh?
Well, I know that the Canadians are here, and I know that they're really good, so I just learned from them. I'm trying to, flip it like that, and I shouldn't do that because it's not grabbing on as properly.
I love America so far. I love the trip.
What do you like about America?
It's cheaper here. I love it.
It's really different with the machines here. I'm used to marking it down on paper.
It's an amazing experience just to be meeting everybody, meeting new people, and yeah.
I like being better than the Canadians.
That's the goal, be better than the Canadian?
Yeah.
Weird. Why is it weird?
Their hats.
The hats are weird?
Yeah.
The hats are weird, that's the issue?
Well, it almost feels like as if I have a second home because I'm actually part French-Canadian. So it almost feels like a second home with the Canadians here.
The glass wood down there, we don't really have that at our lane, so yeah.
And you're having a little trouble right now, Kayla. Why?
The lane keeps breaking.
Keeps breaking down. Do you think it's your fault?
No.
No, you didn't do anything?
Nope.
She did something? Now, your brother made the finals, correct?
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Is that a good thing, or?
It makes me not happy.
You're angry?
Yeah.
What did you tell him?
I didn't tell him anything yet.
You went up to Canada this year, right?
Yep.
What was the trip like? Tell me about it.
That was an awesome experience. I'd definitely do it again if I could bowl in it. But yeah, I met a lot of great new people, like a lot of the fun time people I'm really close with. A couple of the Woburn kids I'm really close with. It's definitely something to do again.
Let's hear it for him one more time, everybody. Welcome back here on Candlepin for Kids. We are here with our 2013 International Team Champions alongside Dan Gauthier. I'm Rob Taylor, and we're going to ask Timothy Douglas to step up here. A 1-10 game at the end, capping off the team's victory. How did it feel up there?
Nervous, but it was good.
Now, this is not your first time on the show. This is your first time winning on the show, though. How does that feel?
I'm so happy.
Well, we are too. What was it like bowling with this team?
I love the enthusiasm, and they're really good bowlers.
Well, you guys looked great. Congratulations. You and the rest of your team are going home with $100 gift cards. We're also going to call Shannon up. You threw a huge 131 game. How are you feeling up there?
Pretty good.
How was this match compared to some of the other matches? We've seen you so many times this season on Nessun, on different shows. What was it like here?
It was very intense, just back and forth and everything.
What do you think made it intense?
Just, never knowing what's going to happen next.
What is it? Is it different bowling with a team compared to doubles? What's different about it?
It's definitely different. I mean, you have more people to pick you up if you're dropping, so.
And what was this team like? We saw at the end there in both games. You put up some marks at the end of the qualifying round in the semifinals to get here. You seem to turn it on late and come up with some huge marks.
Yeah, I just knew my team was falling. I needed to pick them up somehow. So.
Well, you did it. Congratulations. You also are going home with a $100 gift card, as well as the rest of these guys. These are our Season 10 champions. This is it for our season, and it ended with some pretty good scores.
It did. This might be the lowest seeded team. We've had this tournament now for 5 or 6 years, and I don't know that we've had a 3 seed win before. Pretty typically, it goes right according to form. You might get a 2 team seed sneaking in there. The difference to me seemed to be that this team had 2 anchors, whereas the others all appeared to have 1. I mean, Shannon and Tim closed both of their matches out, the one we filmed and the one leading up to it. They closed them both out spectacularly, probably averaged close to 125 per. And that is the difference.
And who'd have thunk in a year that we've heralded the girls as some of our top scorers? It's Shannon Scribner coming away with the 131, leading all bowlers in the tournament, putting up the 3rd highest score this year. And we're pretty lucky that we're going to get to see her also in the years ahead.
Yeah, lucky we're going to see, I think every one of these kids again. It's been a pleasure. It was really a good match all the way down to the last 10 bucks. Very back and forth.
And it was a good season, too. So thank you for joining us for all of those moments. And you can see all of those moments on our website. It's www.cp4k.com. Thank you for giving us a great season, and we'll see you in the fall as well. So on behalf of the entire Candlepin for Kids staff, next to Dan Shoebag-Gauthier, I'm Rob Taylor. Thank you for watching Candlepin for Kids. How has your life changed since the Nessun episodes?
Not that much. People at my school noticed me, like some teachers. It was cool.
So we're here with 2 Travel League champions. Is there anything you want to say to the world being Travel League champion?
Don't give up. Try your hardest.
Very nice. What about you as a former champion?
It's been good. We lost by 1 pin trying to get to the finals this year to her team. So it's fun. You get to go to different houses, meet different bowlers. It's fun.
Did you brag to him at all when you beat him by 1?
No, he did to me last year.
What did he say last year?
I won, you lost. Ha ha ha.
Did you say that?
No.
You did.
It was a really tense match going on, and it was really fun. And then just having that run of the spares back and forth, I almost made it back.
They said, were you on TV? And actually they asked me, why were you on TV? And I answered, because I was on CP4K, and that's a bowling show.